student. Hi.
Okay, so the world's largest animal is extremely fascinating, and that's the African elephant. However, their population is dwindling quickly. Some people say that there are around 500,000 African elephants, but analysts say that those numbers are extremely wrong, and the numbers are actually quite lower than that. I find the African elephant extremely interesting because they have a unique appearance, a unique habitat, and a unique diet. African elephants are the largest mammal in the world, like I said, and they're slightly larger than their cousin, which is the Asian elephant, and you can distinguish between the two because the African elephant has much larger ears, shaped like Africa, coincidentally, and Asian elephants have much smaller ears, and these large ears actually help the African elephants in the extreme African heat because they have small blood vessels behind their ears, and this helps to cool the entire body, which is obviously very large. So as they fan their ears, the whole body begins to cool down. Also, obviously elephants have trunks, which are very unique to their species. This long nose is used for smelling, breathing, trumpeting, drinking, and grabbing things. The trunk contains over 100,000 muscles alone, which is a lot. And another distinguishing factor between the African elephant and the Asian elephant are that the African elephant have two fingers at the end of their nose or trunk to pick up branches or food or something like that, and Asian elephants only have one. Elephants are also fond of water, and they use their trunk to drink and also bathe, so they'll suck up water through their trunk and then spray it all over themselves to cool down in the heat. And then they've been known to pick up dirt and then spray it over themselves to keep cool and help protect their skin. As well as they use their trunk for communicating from herd to herd or from elephant to elephant if there's danger or to figure out where other herds are. And the height of this beast is at its tallest point is the shoulder, and they can be anywhere from 8.2 feet tall to 13 feet tall, so the average elephant is around 11 feet tall at the shoulder. As I spoke of, their skin is also unique. They have really thick skin in some areas, which is 1 to 2 inches thick, and then also they have skin that can be like 1 millimeter thick, which is right behind the ear, which makes sense because that's where the blood vessels are, and if the skin's thinner there, then they can easily cool the blood flow and cool their bodies down. Elephants also have very few teeth inside of their mouth. They only have 4, and these molars are in 2 different sections, and they're about the size of a brick. And they wear down very easily, and since elephants spend a majority of their day eating, like I said, these molars wear down fairly fast, and that's the #1 cause of death is starvation because they lose their teeth, and then also obviously poaching. So to compensate, the elephants have evolved and have grown replaceable teeth, and they can grow up to 6 sets of these in their lifetime. And they grow in horizontally rather than vertically like ours. While being associated as the world's largest animal, African elephants obviously need a large amount of land to contain themselves. So the African herds travel across 37 different countries in Africa, along grasslands and the forests of Africa, which brings me that there are 2 different subspecies of the African elephant. There's the savanna elephant, which is obviously in the savanna, and then there's also the forest elephant, African elephant, which is slightly smaller and travels through the forests of Africa. And elephants actually play a very important role in their habitat. They maintain the forest grasslands and disperse seeds as they eat them, and then it goes through their body, they disperse it and plant new seeds. And they also can dig holes for other animals, like in dry riverbeds, to help find water, since it's scarcity in the hot desert and savanna. Like I said, the forest elephants are much smaller than the savanna elephants, and they use their trunks to eat brushes and long, thin twigs. Their diet includes much higher fruit and less of the grass. They can be found in deep forests, savannas, wet marshes, thorn brush, and the desert. and they've been known to be found around sea level elevations of higher than 5,000 meters. With a large body and a vast wandering land, the African elephant also requires a huge diet. They spend about 16 hours of the day consuming, like I said, the tree branches, grass, shrubs, and fruit. And they spend about 3 to 5 hours of the day drinking, bathing, dusting, wallowing, and playing. They only digest about 40% of what they eat, which is a tremendous amount of vegetation. And they can drink up to 30 to 50 gallons of water at one time. However, they don't always get that amount every single day. So they can drink a lot and then withhold it so they can go for days without drinking. And young elephants are taught to draw water up through their trunk and then pour it into their mouth to drink. And it's not a surprise that the elephants eat so much. They can eat about 300 pounds since they have to keep on so much weight and feed their entire body. And they can eat grasses, woody vegetation, shrubs and stuff. They eat about 4 to 6% of their body weight daily, and they can, like I said, they can go several days without drinking, or since they travel across hot, dry areas. And I've loved African elephants since I was a child. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a zookeeper, so I've done a lot of research on them, and it's been really interesting to learn a whole lot about them. I loved them, like I said, growing up, and I did research as a kid, and then again for this project. So I found it really interesting, all their appearance, their habitat, and their diet. So thank you for listening.
Woo! Yeah!